Hello, I'm Larry Fryer, and welcome to Fortville Feeders. Fortville Feeders is the premier parts handling and feeding system in North America. Fortville Feeders was launched by Michael Kraus in 1979, and he started this business in his own garage. We now operate in a 60,000 square foot facility dedicated strictly to parts feeding excellence. Our engineers are expert designers who combine years of parts handling knowledge with the latest technologies. Our toolers are very high-skilled craftsmen specializing in parts feeding systems. We have our own in-house machining and milling capabilities, including CNC milling, EDM drilling, and water jet direct-to-print cutting. We have various types of bulk supply hoppers. All of our hoppers are made out of 304 stainless steel. We also have a 316 FDA grade hopper as well. Our competition makes some of their hoppers out of a cold roll type steel that is painted and also has some types of contamination that can get involved with the bowl as that paint chips. With ours being 304 stainless steel, it is our standard for us across the board. You can see we take into consideration with our hoppers in the interface with the feeder bowl. This hopper, for instance, we're trying to feed into the return pan of the bowl to keep this load height down so the operator doesn't have to load heights at a very high level. Our competition more often than not has the hopper sitting to it feeds into the center of the bowl in this area here. We lower it to this point here so we feed into the return pan of the bowl, making it easier for the operators to interface with the bulk supply. Next slide shows a drag-through type hopper elevator where the load height is very low to the floor and the product is brought up the belted conveyor and the product is dropped into the bowl. We also do various gondola stands and tub dumpers. A lot of those are somewhat customized to the specific tub that we are dumping, but you can see in this application you can see that we've got the operator putting the dunnage at the top of this unit, and it's dropping the dunnage into our hopper in turn into our vibratory feeder bowl. This next slide is really intriguing. This is a hydraulic tub dumper that we have so that the dunnage that you see here is put into the tub dumper. The tub dumper is actuated by the operator. It drops into our hopper elevator. The hopper elevator brings the product up. The elevator drops into the bowl. The bowl feeds. This was a dual threaded screw. One end of the screw was a coarse thread. The other end of the screw was a fine thread. We brought it down to a rotary actuator. We had a vision system that looked at the threaded area and made a decision if it was coarse thread or fine thread, rotated 180 degrees if it was the wrong thread leading, and then brought it down to the next section of selection where we cross-shuttled 4 of the fasteners over, and then we blew all 4 of the fasteners at one time to the receiver. So a lot of mechanization that was going on there. I think we built 3 of these systems, but a good example of bulk supply material handling all the way through the mechanization. And the next slide's just a little bit more as far as some of the bulk supply handling that we have. And then on the light side of things, just a bulk supply hopper for marshmallows, for instance. This was a food processing. It was ice cream that we were actually handling, loading marshmallows into the ice cream manufacturing facility.